Zion National Park is located in Utah. Like any national park, the entrance has a sign welcoming tourists to the area. The park itself includes many sites worth seeing and many hikes worth hiking. Maps are presented at the entrance of the park. There is also a fee to enter the park, as there is for every national park. The most famous hike in Zion National Park is Angel's Landing. The first time I drove to Zion with my friends Genevieve and Alex, we followed the wrong directions on the map provided to us, which took us to a tunnel on the other side of the park. The first part of the hike is walking along a river. According to the park's website, there have only been 5 deaths on Angel's Landing in 100 years. They all let go of the chain, the only insurance for their lives, and fell off the cliffs to their death. Oddly enough, there have been 7 at Emerald's Pool, which is not even close to being as dangerous of a high total. The hike up to Angel's Landing is 2.4 miles. Although this doesn't seem terrible, it is when you consider how many switchbacks there are. The top dot at first, the switchbacks are longer and not too steep. However, closer to the top of Angel's Landing and the switchbacks become shorter and steeper. We had to take time to stop and breath at least every 4 switchbacks. Once we got to the top of the switchbacks, which everyone we passed kept telling us we were almost there, even though we were never almost there, there was a flat path on the top where we were able to stop and take out lunch. However, past this area we had to climb up a sideways rock, with a cliff to our right and only a chain to hold on to. This picture is where I last had dry eyes before I realized I was afraid of heights and began to cry. Overall, the hike and the tears were worth it for the final view at the end of the hike. If you're afraid of height, I would not suggest this hike. After climbing down another 2.4 miles from Angel's Landing, we decided to hike several miles up to the Emerald Pools, which was almost harder because the hike was basically steps made out of sand. This picture gives Emerald Pools more justice than it deserves. It wasn't this pretty in real life. Lastly, we hiked to see the Narrows. Genevieve and Alex were mad at me for making them go on so many hikes, but we would be there for only one day. We couldn't actually go down the Narrows because it was flooding season and the previous years there had been several deaths from flash floods. So, we stood aside from the water and imagined what it would be like to hike down the Narrows. We ended our day at Zion National Park eating at a diner in the park and buying a lot of tourist gear and extremely tired and ready for a nap.